What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I hope you all are having a great day today. And today I'm going to be bringing you all another tech deck video, or deck tech, however you want to call it. This is my Yurple Hybrid, so it's my yellow-purple hybrid. I haven't got to play a bunch with it, but from what I've played, I've tried a couple things out. This is the version that I think has ran the best so far, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I've made some changes. I also have a sideboard for it. Sideboards aren't really played a lot with yet, but I mean, they are around, so I went ahead and made one for it because I felt like that was something I could do. But anyway, let's get right into it. So wait, hang on a little minute. Let's go to this. Okay, so you guys can see me. But anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to go ahead and start off with the eggs, of course. So we are running 5 eggs. We are running 2 Demi Marimon and 3 Xiaomon. Now, a lot of people definitely want to run 4 Demi. From what I can tell is I love being able to draw on the deletion. You'll see some cards in here. But mainly to me, I really like when I have the 10 or more cards in my trash, my Digimon Gain Retaliation, because you're going to see in some of my smaller purple cards, it's kind of nice to have that retaliation effect just to get rid of some stuff. I like this pretty good. I felt like the retaliation paid off for me quite a few times in matches. I haven't got to play any mirror matches because my pool's really small. I like playing with friends, but so far I really like those. So that's it for the eggs. Now we're going to get into the rookies, and I run 2 Gazimon. These are the purple cards that I was telling you all about. So a lot of my rookies are definitely purple. But anyway, so if you don't know what Gazimon does, your opponent can't gain memory except with tamer effects. This is a very massively tamer meta right now. But I do like that because if you don't have a memory tamer or something like that, they're not just going to be sitting here bumping a lot of memory. So it stops your a lot of cards in blue and things like that just from gaining memory. So Gazimon is a nice little gate there. And then we run 2 Elecmon, and this deletes one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon on deletion. So this is what I was talking about when I went with the retaliation effect with Xiaomon. It's really nice to go ahead and have retaliation on these little guys here, because even though I want them, I'm going to hard play these most of the time, but it's really nice to have that because retaliation. So this Digimon is deleted after losing a battle. Delete the Digimon it was battling. So that's pretty cool. So I really like that effect with Elecmon. So that is for the purple rookies. And then I'm running 3 Bakumon, or Bokomon, sorry. This, if you don't know, it's pretty much a staple in every deck. How many you run is depending on what color you're using. I would almost recommend going to 2 with this, just because he does get taken out a lot. But you reveal the top 5 cards of your deck and add 1 card with hybrid or 10 warriors in its traits and 1 tamer card among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order, and then once per turn, when one of your tamers digivolves, you gain 2 memory. So it's a good memory gainer, but that is what I run right there on that. And then that is it for my rookies. So I don't run a lot of rookies. We just run literally, what was that, 7 rookies? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I run 7 rookies. I know that's not a lot, but I felt like it does work, because once you see how yellow really starts to move, you'll understand what I'm doing with this. So I run 4 copies of Zephyrmon. So Zephyrmon here is you may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your yellow tamers, as if the tamer is level 3 yellow Digimon, for a memory cost of 2. Now, when digivolving, if a card with hybrid is in its traits, Orimato, in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, all of your security Digimon get plus 3,000 until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that's a really good card, and you can actually level it up for 1 there if you digivolve onto that. So the next one we run is 4 uh, Kazimon. Just basically your vanilla level 4 here, but it's for 2, so that's really good if you digivolve with this. You may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your yellow tamers as if it were a yellow 3 Digimon. Like I said, that's a really easy 5,000 to get out there. This is the star. Now, that's it for my level 4s. I know, but if you've ever seen yellow purple hybrid, Yurple as some people have been nicknaming it, you'll see what we really want to get into, and that is this card right here. So this is Jet Sylphimon. When one of your Digimon with a Tamer card in its Digivolution cards digivolves into this card in your hand, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 2. So that's a 1. Literally, that's able to be a 1 drop on Digivolution. If a card with hybrid in its traits is in this Digivolution cards, recovery +1. So you can basically just have this evolve for 2, or you can evolve it for 3, and you get a recovery. So Jet Sylphimon is a very good card to run in this deck. And then we got to round off our level 5s. I got the old school Rise Greymon. And Rise Greymon here, when you play 1 yellow Tamer card, remember this is a very Tamer heavy meta. So this is really good. This came from BT2, but going into BT4, there was a lot of hybrid talk. And now we've really got that meta going to where hybrids are a big part of the game. So you may play 1 yellow Tamer card from your hand without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects on the Tamer play with its effects don't activate, which is fine. But still, that's a good way to just shoot out a Tamer. This is the big thing that I like, is his inheritable. Is on your turn when you have 3 or more yellow Tamers in play. And like I said, we run a lot of Tamers, so you're going to see those. This Digimon gains security attack +1. That is the big hit right there. That security attack +1 when you have 3 or more yellow Tamers. Then we're running 3 Shine Greymon. My boy, I like seeing Shine Greymon back. I've had him for a while. I actually ended up with 5 copies of Shine Greymon. I had never really played yellow or a lot of purple till this deck, so I'm really glad that I get to use him, because I was always like, you know, really cool Digimon, has really cool ability. When he digivolves, suspend all your yellow Tamers. For each Tamer you suspend this way, activate the following effect. -1 of your minus one of your opponent's Digimon. One of your opponent's Digimon gets 4,000 minus 4,000 DP for the turn. This Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP for each Tamer you have. So he's 11k, and you're going to see when we have so many Tamers, he's going to be able to be a very beefy boy, and he's going to give a big minus to a lot of Digimon there. Basically, it's a good little board wipe. Now here is the thing that I'm actually changing. So I'm running 2 Kazuchimon here. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I didn't have him in there when I first started. I actually had War Greymon, Yellow War Grey. I put Yellow War Grey into my sideboard because this one felt a lot better, because if you have 3 or more security, you gain 2 memory. And a lot of times I would have 3 or more security if I got my early push, especially. If your card is in your security stack, +1 until there are 3 cards in your security stack. So basically when you digivolve him, you're getting a big bonus there. But while you have 3 or more security cards, this Digimon gets security attack +1. So if you put him on top of Rise Greymon, he's security attacking for +2, and that's a heavy hitter there. And now to round it off, we have 2 Dynasmon. I feel like I could go with 3, but 2 was fine for me. But if you don't know what good old Dynasmon here does, you may trash the top card of your security stack to reveal the top 6 cards of your deck. Add 2 level 6 or lower Digimon cards among them to your hand. Trash the remaining cards. See, that's where I feel like when I got him out, 3 would be pretty good because of Xiaomon. If you have him in your inheritables there on your Digi-Eggs, your Digitamas, it's really good. But anyway, all turns, once per turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, if you have 3 or fewer security cards trigger recovery +1. place the top card of your deck on top of your security stack. So he's a good recovery there, and he's able to get those cards into your trash and search for your other big players level 6 or lower. So you can search for maybe hit more Dynasmons. You can hit all that or put them into your trash. And then we run 2 Susunamon, and this is the big boy from this set of BT7. He got a lot of hype when he first came out, and now I feel like a lot of people are still using him, but not as much as I thought they would. But you may Digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your Tamers as if it were a level 6 Digimon by placing 10 Tamer cards or 10 Tamer cards and or cards with Hybrid in their traits from your hand or trash at the bottom of your deck. And then Security Attack +2. Then when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. So when you Digivolve with him, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon. You're able to basically recycle your discards to the bottom of your deck. So it keeps you from drawing out, which I think is good because there's not a lot of Digimon cards, period, that allow you to put things back into your deck from your trash. Purple will get a lot from their trash. So, I mean, I really like that. But the 2 security check is a big finisher there. And plus being able to get your yellow Tamers back and stuff. Now, we're getting on to the Tamers. And we run 4 Zoe Orimato. And you play this card without paying its memory costs if you hit it from security. But on play, you may search your security stack for 1 card with Hybrid or 10 warriors in its traits, reveal it, and add it to your hand. If you added a card this way, recover +1. And then shuffle your security. This works well with Jet Sylphimon and all those level 4s that I put out, or your level 5s. She's very good, and it's plus the recovery +1. So that's very nice. And then, of course, here we have the next 4. We run 4 TK and Kari. And this is good for memory because if you have fewer security than your opponent, which does happen a lot because you want to keep it around 3. So until you get that big push, lots of times you will fall behind. I have fallen behind quite a few times in the early game, especially against red and blue due to really super early aggression. And I'm able to kind of kill their turn if I get like 2 Karis out, 2 TK and Karis. It can really end their turn pretty fast. When one of your yellow Digimon attacks, you may suspend this Tamer to have one of your opponent's Digimon get -1000. Also, so when you get 4 of these on the board, if you ever see them, that's really big in knocking out your opponent's bigger bodies. With even some of your Jet Sylphimons and things like that, it can lower them down quite a bit because if they don't have any way to buff up their Digimon, their level 5s and 6s will probably only be sitting around, 8, 11k, things like that. So that right there can really end up hurting a Digimon pretty bad. And then we run 2 TKs from the BT1. He's your memory tamer for this set, and he has the recovery +1. So you reveal a card from your security stack and add it to your hand. If it's yellow, you get to do recovery +1. So he's really good. And we're not done with purple yet. I do run 2 more Tamers, and they are the purple Kari. When this card is removed from your security stack, you may suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. When a card is removed from your security stack, you may suspend it to gain 1 memory. And if you see both of these, sometimes when they swing real big, especially with the minus we can give people, I've got another in my sideboard that really hurts their security Digimon. So their Digimon in security get minus a lot and mine get plus a lot. So it's able to balance that out. So when they hit with security, it may stop them even with piercing and things like that. And then you're able to basically gain memory off that. And if they're leaving it 1 or 2, you can basically make them pass the turn if you do that. So that's really good. But that's it for the Tamers. Now we're going to get into the option cards. And I run 3 Schwartz Lerzats. Lerzarts? I don't know. I don't think there's a Z R in the end of it. So for each of the Digimon with hybrid in its traits and each tamer you have in play, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. I repeat, for each Digimon with hybrid in its traits, this is a mainly hybrid deck, and each tamer you have in play, delete one of your level 5 or one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. You can crush a board. We literally run, what was it, 12 tamers? Let's see, yeah, we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. We run 12 tamers. I mean, you can do some major damage with that. So yeah, that's a definite board wipe. And then we run 2 Wyvern's Breath. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 15,000 DP for the turn. That's definitely to get rid of your big bodies. They hit that in security. It's an amazing feeling. And then sadly, just 1 reinforcing memory boost. And I didn't look a lot in this card because, like I said, I didn't play yellow until now. And now I know why this is limit of 1. If you read this bad boy, on its main, you reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Place one of them on the top of your security stack face down. Reveal 2 cards, place 1 on security. Add the remaining card to your hand, then place this card in the battle area. Now this is, it's play next turn. Its delay effect is you can't activate this effect this turn. You gain 3 memory. 3 memory. That's a huge boost, and you basically get to get a card from your hand and set up your security stack. Like, let's say you sit here and you got Dynasmon, and you're like, oh, you draw 2 and you draw something like, let's say, like, the best thing I've ever had was getting a Dynasmon, stacking him on top of my security, getting Schwartz's Arts, having 2 Karis out, and then boom, I get hit. I save that. Go into my next turn. I was able to Jet Sylphimon for 1. And this was the time I was running War Greymon. So of course, I attack with War Grey. Go ahead and do his ability where I grab 1 for my security. It's a Dynasmon. And then I use Reinforcing Memory Boost to gain 3 memory. I have literally gained 5 memory in no time. I'm able to whip out the Dynasmon. It's just the turn. If you can make it to late game. Like, I feel like I've never had a really good early push. I've gotten lucky sometimes against like black and things like that. But I feel like if you can get into the late game and you can really get a board state, if they let you keep it, I found out why yellow is so powerful, because you can really punish an opponent and keep them at bay for a long time. And then the last 2 security that I'm running, or sorry, option cards that I'm running, is Blinding Ray, and trash the top card of your security stack, then gain 2 memory. You can literally Blinding Ray back to back and boom, bada bing, bada boom. Like I said, you can even stack it like that. If you know what your next card is going to be, if it's Dynasmon or whatever, you can go boom, boom, take 2 security, Digivolve into Digimon, is that his name? I forget. I forget how to pronounce it, but yeah, Kazuchimon. You could literally bounce into him and go ahead and recover 2 up to 3, and then put him on top of I don't know. I feel like the deck is fun to play, and once you really get a grasp of it, like I said, I'm still learning it. I haven't got to play a lot, but once you really start to learn it, it can be super powerful on how fast you can just pump out damage and things like that. Like I said, a lot of people, a lot of tournaments, especially the online ones, and I know in person, aren't doing sideboards, but I do have a sideboard ready, just because I do like the idea of sideboards. A lot of people say there's a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of mixed opinions on it, but I don't seem to care about them that much. But I am running 2 War Greys, and this is why War Grey has his benefits, I feel like, but he's got to be on top of Rise Greymon. I know that swinging for 2, but if he's not on top of Rise, I feel like he's just not as potent. So you have to stack him on top of your Rise, which Kazuchimon seems to be the same way damage-wise, but Kazuchimon gives you a lot of bonuses other than just being able to unsuspend. So basically his ability is when attacking once per turn, you may add the top card of your security stack to your hand to unsuspend this Digimon and have one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP for the turn. So yeah, he can delete a body, especially it's good if you're playing black. I played it against black a lot. It deletes some of those blockers, so it's really nice. You can just go ahead and wipe them out and swing again. Like I said, I still feel like I want to use him. No, I feel like there is a lot of cards out there that might do more than him, but I think he's still good. I think he's still fun. Is this tier 1? I don't know. I haven't played enough to find out. But for me, I love War Gray, and I finally get to use this card, which I have a bazillion copies of, so I like it. And now here's where it comes into play what I was talking about earlier. I have the EX1 Angelmon. When attacking, if you have 3 or more security cards, one of your opponent's Digimon, and all of your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3000 DP for the turn. I really want to play this against like Jesmon, things like that, or some type of War Greymon or Metal Gray deck, because I feel like that minus 3000 DP helps a lot for taking out those bigger bodies, even if, because most of my Digimon, besides my rookies, if I'm seeing all my rookies, I don't have to worry about it. You're basically looking at almost everybody having 6k plus. So if it's minus 3000, a lot of my boys can just literally knock them out. You know, if I hit it into security, the ones I'm going to be swinging with. Then I do run one extra copy of Dynasmon. Like I said, I know how I feel about him. I think he's a great card. I think he's really good. It's just, I felt like I seen him when I wanted to, and I seen him enough. I have not played dozens of matches with it. I've literally played a handful of matches, but I enjoyed it and I really had fun with it. And yeah, so I'm thinking about, like, maybe in the case that I'm not recovering enough, or like I said, he works really well with War Greymon. So you could really take out, I would bump out the 2 Kazuchis and take out 1 Susuno, and bump in the 2 War Gray and the extra Dynasmon. And I feel like being able to stack your security in that sense, even after shuffling and things like that, your chances are really high. I think it would be cool to basically have a setup to where if you knew you could survive just to play around with your opponent, basically put 3 Dynasmon in security and then just bam, 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 be able to play them out and gain memory. I think there's a lot of abilities for that to play. Then I run 2 TK in it. All your security Digimon get plus 2000. I just run him just cause. I like this TK. He came with the original yellow starter deck. And I don't know. I think he's got a point. And also, if you don't, and maybe if I don't want to run the Karis, maybe if I'm not feeling them enough or I don't need it enough. Because the only reason I started running the Karis was just in case I didn't get my Gazimons or my Elecmons. I had, or you know, I run all purple eggs for this reason too, just so I can run the Schwarzschild arts, because basically all my yellow hybrids I am evolving onto a tamer. So I'm not using my purple eggs for any other reasons besides to get out my Gazimons and things like that. I'm not using them for any other reason besides to basically have them there, play my Elecmons, play my Gazimons, give them retaliation, beef up my trash, just basically cannon fodder. So that's why I did put in the Kari, just to have that extra like little safety net just in case I needed to play my Schwarzschild arts, because that card is busted. And then of course I play 1 Holy Flame in the sideboard, thinking about maybe taking out one of the Blinding Rays and putting this in. One of your opponent's Digimon gains security attack -3. The main reason I even thought about this is during the red matchup. Or if you're playing against Susunomon and things like that, where those big bodies can really start to just stack up and do major security damage. I felt like it would be cool to go ahead and have that to where you could get the -3 until the end of next turn. And of course I run 1 Jack Raid, just cause Jack Raid. I might put into, and then I run another Schwarzschild arts. I didn't really know what to put in my sideboard because, like I said, I had reasons for these, and these were just for fun, just to try them out. But I may just basically take these out and add in another Jack Raid. Oh, that's Jack. Great. Like I said, you have to have purple out. You have to have something purple. I know we got purple eggs, but you really depend on purple eggs, purple tamers, things like that right there. But yeah, that is it for my deck and the sideboard. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a shot. It's not a very expensive deck to make at all, or I felt like it wasn't. I felt like it was very well manageable, very easy to do. Basically Schwarzschild arts that is in every BT7 pack. Now Susunomon may be kind of expensive, but think about this. If you don't want to run Susunamon, even though he's a big beefy body with 2 security and delete stuff, why not? May just take him out, run 2 War Grave if you got him lying around, or run 3 Dynasmon, 2 Kazuchimon, and maybe throw in 4 TKs, 4 yellow TK tamers if you got them. TK, that's another reason I've only got 2, and that TK memory tamer is very expensive, but there's a lot of ways. That's not a super budget friendly deck because Shine Gray is still pretty expensive, and Dynasmon's pretty cheap, but the TKs are not cheap at all. I think they're still sitting at $10 or $11. So to get a playset, $40. Basically almost buy a box of cards for it. It's just what you want to do. But this has been a very fun deck for me, and I've really enjoyed Yurple. Yurple, I guess, is what we'll staple it as. I've had a blast with it. So if you guys like it and you want to see maybe try to build your own, I'm going to go ahead and build it in Digimon.dev, and I'll have the deck list profile in the comment section. But don't forget, guys, I never say this at the front, but don't forget to like, follow, and hit that notification bell so you know when I make content. I am not the best Digimon Pokemon. I'm not a master of anything. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, and I feel like I do have a lot of experience in cards, just playing, and knowledge, and just trying out new things. I like trying out new things, so that makes Mez a little bit fun, like running War Gray over definite Dynasmons and things like that. I feel like that allows the meta to evolve, and your opinions matter. Go ahead and leave what you think I can do to make the deck better, or what was bad about it. Listen, criticism is great because I want to get better as a player. I want you all to get better as a player. So commenting, talking, having live streams where we can chat, make us all better players and helps adapt the meta and not make it so lopsided into this is the best deck, this is the A tier, this is the S tier. And we have room to evolve as the game goes along and have multiple branches of rogue decks becoming like Axmon. I've got an Axmon build I'm going to put out here, and he's going to be getting some support later on, and I think it's going to be great because as Digimon keeps growing, we're going to be like, 13 sets in Japan and probably 9 or 10 in America here over the course until Christmas. Look at that. Now we have a huge foundation to build cards upon and make our decks better or more variations in these ultimate play styles that we think we have to play. Purple, for instance, is one that always feels like it's going to die, and every time they're like, oh, purple's dead. When they nerfed shoot, my mind went blank. When they nerfed it down to 1 and you're like, oh, I can't play Mega Fusion. All right, Cerberusmon Werewolf mode, great card. You still have Anubismon. Don't forget about Anubis. Don't sleep on Anubismon. You still have plenty of things. And then they're like, oh, Osmon. And now Osmon's going to get nerfed. I have seen dozens of cards in the Mastamon deck. Purple is not dead. And Yurple is definitely going to be coming up in the next little bit. And I think everybody's going to love it, especially when the Mastamon deck and starter deck drops. I think it's going to be good. But I'll probably try to do a review on that. But that's enough rattling for me. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you all will like and watch this video. But that's it for me. So as always, be nice, be safe, peace.